All right, welcome to round 5 of the now rebranded Zoom Racing League. Still the same league. Don't get confused. We're going to start jumping into qualifying for D1 here. Let's get a good track synopsis from PBJ.
Yeah, we're at the Red Bull Ring this week in Austria. It's 2.683 miles around, 4.38 kilometers, 10 turns. There's 7 to the right, 3 to the left, but only 2 of those to the left really count in this race. But yeah, it's a track that's been on the calendar for a while. It hosted the first Formula One Grand Prix back in 1970, back when it was the Austria Ring, I think it was called, the bigger version of this thing, and they kept it there until 1987. Rebranded, came back as the A1 Ring in 1997 up to 2003, and here we are since 2014. It's been the Red Bull Ring. It's been on the calendar. It's actually got a couple Grand Prix the past few years. It's been pretty exciting ones to watch too.
It's one of my favorite tracks. Just honestly, one of the best tracks for like solid wheel-to-wheel racing that you can have on the calendar.
It naturally produces good racing, I think. 3 DRS zones make it exciting as well, and these are some of the best drivers in F1 2021 in the game. Can't wait to see what they can do.
Absolutely. Looking at the standings here, Peter Giordano with 54 points, leading the championship race currently. Duncan McCamick close behind with 53. Only 1 point separating these two, so they're going to be both vying for that first place position. Eric McKerney in third place with 46 points. Also, a win from him can jump him up to first place. Brian Silva with 39 and Alfonso Luis both in the Alpines, 4th and 5th. Alpine currently leading the Constructors' Championship, so they're both going to be looking for more good points here. 6th place, we got Garrett Elder with 37, tied with Alfonso currently. Hopefully, he's going to try to have a good race, take that 5th spot back. Victor Diaz with 31 points. Joel Gurin with 30 points. 7th and 8th staying really tight. Jack Fletcher, 9th place with 19 points. And Sid Sadigar with 18 points, rounding out your top 10 for the championship. Jack Pemberton also tied with Sid currently in 11th, so he's going to be looking to make it into that top 10 for the Drivers' Championship. Followed up with 12th, Bronson Stafford, 13th, Gabriel DeVries, 14th, Josh Barnsley, 15th, Ethan Patel, 16th, Cole Cummins rounds out our points finishers, and we still have Walter Desmond, Christophe Lavant, Saul Goodman, and Brian Hackeman all looking for their first points of the season this race, so hopefully they'll be able to make something happen.
Man, I can't get over how tight those two on the top are, man. There's 1 point separating them after 4 rounds.
It's going to be crazy.
Looks like these guys are setting some hot laps. Let's see if we can see what it looks like here.
Who do we got coming out? We got Duncan McCamick currently. Looks like he's on his first hot lap. We're about to start it.
It's like Brian sets the time to beat with a 104.6 right out the gate. Looks like Duncan may have maybe invalidated. Looks like he's off and pulling to the pits. Or no, he's going Duncan, again. He's just letting the tires cool off, maybe.
I'm not too sure. He's in the grass going into the pits. Goes. All right.
He had to make a decision. He made one. Jack Pemberton takes the pull. Oh, no, and Garrett takes it with a 103.9. These guys are getting quick right off the gate.
What we're going to be looking for from most of these drivers.
Yeah, that's a good time right off the bat. Oh, wow, look, Peter. Our championship leader. Yeah, 103.4. He's not playing around. He came to set some quick times.
That's going to be the time to beat out here.
It's like Ethan got just a 10th behind him there. A 10th and a half, 103.5. Very close, very, very tight for the first two.
Eric McKerney currently off the track trying to get back on. Not too sure what happened with him. He might have just been letting people go, but there have been a lot of drivers spinning through that corner lately.
Yeah, that's up at the top of the hill, up at turn 3. It's the slowest corner on the track. You downshift all the way to second, sometimes first gear, and you get the power like that. Sometimes the wheels they lose that traction, man, and it's hard to stay on it, but looks like he didn't really hit anything, and hopefully he didn't hinder anybody's lap. Looks like he's making his way back around now.
He should be trying out for another hot lap here. Does have 95% battery. Duncan McCamick currently out of the session with no time. Hopefully he'll make it back in.
It's like he's going to go around again, yeah, he's going for a second attempt. A lot of these guys usually will do 1 lap on these tires and go back to the garage to save those so they can start on the race, but The race strategy is going to be interesting. Might be a two-stopper, might be a one-stopper. And if you put too many laps on these tires to start the race with, then you're kind of sealing your fate. You got to
really
get them off earlier.
Maybe like 2 sets of tires trying to qualify here.
Yeah. Going into turn 3, top of the hill. This is where he had trouble last time. Much cleaner that time.
A great exit
much
from
cleaner.
him.
Let's see if we can stay on board here and see what he does the rest of the turn. Here's turn 4. Downhill right-hander.
Nails the apex out of turn 4 there.
Gets back to the right side. Some quick corners now. Oh, a little wide.
A little bit wide, a little bit of understeer there. I don't know if that's down to his setup or if he just didn't take the turn quite right. But
It's such a fast corner.
A lot of drivers here. You see how he's taking these curves. Half this track is the curves, so track limits are going to be a big thing because just a couple inches out can invalidate your lap.
He was really close there through turn 9 and 10 of going invalid. I wonder if that lap, let's see what he did.
13th fastest with a 104.7. Not a great lap from him. He's going to be looking to improve.
Yeah, for sure. Get back, get some fresh tires on the car and give it a second run.
Looks like Connor Patrick might be on his hot lap. Taking turn 3, going over the curb pretty slow there.
Heading down to turn 4. And get as far left as you can. Come over to the right side and swing it all the way up and keep your speed through.
Gotta be
pretty
really
clean through there.
Careful on that curb, laying down in the power, because if your back wheel catches it, you're just going to go out to the wall there.
Looks clean through 6 and 7. A lot of drivers take that exit curve on 7 there through the where it kicks back to the right. Try to keep as much speed as they can through it.
This is where track limits are really interesting here. He takes this perfectly, carrying a good amount of speed through 5th gear.
It looks clean, but is it fast enough?
Connor Patrick not able to improve, gonna stick with that 104.4. It looks like
Peter's on his way out.
Yeah, let's hop on board with Peter, see if he can improve any more on that 103.4. Still a killer lap, but I know a couple of these guys were setting 102s in time trial.
It's definitely possible. Definitely possible. It's like he's trying to keep his tires nice and fresh for the lap. Now he's starting to bring him up the temperature.
Trying to carry
Let's
the
ride on
most
board
amount
with Peter.
of speed out of this corner here.
Good exit.
See what he can do here. Coming
Ride
into
the
turn
curb.
1.
Take as much curb as you can. Oh, he's right over the edge.
wide.
He may have invalidated. That was really close.
He did have 2 wheels in the track, but
He's still on it though.
yeah, he's still going. I think he's good. Coming into turn 3 here, taking it really tight, carrying a good amount of speed. That's insane.
A little bit of wheel spin. Bit of wheel spin. Yeah, but he saved it. He's still going. Oh, it looks like we had a driver retired. Jacob was Wakinski. Not sure what happened there, but it looks like he lost it coming out of turn 7. That's where Peter's coming up here now.
No time
Turn
for
6.
Jacob here.
Looks like they cleared the car, but
Yeah, not able to see the car or see exactly what happened, but he is going to be out of qualifying with no time. That's got to be a bummer for him.
it looked like he was on the left side of coming out of turn 7 into turn 8. A lot of guys will get that power down and just the car just rotates off to the left side there. But let's see what Peter can do. Coming over the stripe.
Peter with an even better lap. 103.3. That's insane from him.
That's so quick.
Oh, we actually have Duncan McCamick.
Oh no, what happened to Duncan?
On his outlap though, so he still has a chance to recover here. Doesn't look like he has any damage.
Yeah, Duncan's got to get a lap. He's on the medium tires too, interestingly enough.
There was a lot of 2-stops in the D2 race, so he might be going for that medium to hard 1-stop possibly. You can do the soft to hard. It's not too bad.
It's not a long pit lane here at the Red Bull Ring. You can get in and out pretty quick, so it does help the 2-stop strategy.
Yeah. We got 4 drivers out on mediums currently. Duncan McCamick not carrying a lot of speed through turn 3 there. Hopefully he's going to make some time up in the other turns here.
See what he can do down at turn 4. Take the curb to the left, bring it all the way down, keep the speed up.
Just
look pretty good.
That curb. Yeah, Duncan McCamick's on for a pretty good lap here.
This is where the soft tires would really help you through this part here.
On the power here, hit around the soft tires, so you can find the grip. You see how he's just going from curb to curb there, though, making the most of the track that he can. Taking the
Last two
penultimate
turns.
corner.
Such a fast turn.
Constantly having two wheels off the track. Just
let's see what
really
Duncan can
making
do.
as wide as he can. Duncan with a 7th
Wow.
fastest lap on the mediums. That's great from him.
A 103.8. That's very, very fast for Duncan. That's a great lap.
If you're in the top 10, you will start on the tire that you finished on, or that you set your fastest time on. So Duncan McCamick currently on to start on the mediums, as well as Brian Silva currently in 9th.
Yeah, shout out to Brian. He's just what, 700ths behind Duncan there.
Only
both very quick laps.
Only 6/10 separating the top 10 currently.
You know, that's it's kind of a trait of these tracks. There's not a lot of braking zones here. I mean, yeah, you've got turn 1, turn 3. The rest of these are sweepers where they're just kind of tap the brake and let the car roll. And when you don't have a lot of braking zones that way, you tend to get quicker, or at least more compact times. Everybody's not spread out as much.
So it is second through fifth here, only separated by 0.04 of a second.
Yeah, look at Jack got in there with a 103.5, and so did Ethan. Very, very close. Looks like Jack may be on a hot lap here.
Let's see. Let's hop on.
Let's see what Duncan. Oh, Duncan actually improved. He went 103.7 on those mediums just then. He's up to 6th place. Great lap for Duncan.
Great job from Duncan. That's insane from him. He's definitely gonna be trying to make these mediums work. If I was him, though, I would get off of him. You want to save him for the race and just have him as fresh as you can. He might have to stick with his time. Maybe run one more lap.
Jack Pemberton's on his out lap here. He's down in 8th place right now. He's on the soft tires.
Jack Pemberton, a very fast driver. He can definitely hop into that top 5. He's capable. He's only currently 200ths off of hopping into that top 5.
Insane. There he goes in the turn 1, takes the curb, takes as much as he can on the inside. That looked pretty good.
That curb, yeah.
Yeah.
You can put almost all 4 wheels in that curb.
It's a fine line, though. It's easy to cross it. Let's see up the turn 3. A little wide. A little too much speed, but...
A little bit of a lock up there from him. That's going to cost him some time.
He got a good exit out of it, though. Hopefully he didn't lose too much time.
Able to get down on the power pretty early there and get some good speed carried out. Out in the turn 4. Hitting that curb, making the most of the track that he can here. Riding every curb he can find just about.
He's hitting all of his marks really well. He's only up 200 so far, so he's got a good lap going here. If he can do something special in the last 2 turns, he's only got to improve a tenth.
Really tight, save a lot of time. You see how he hits that curb.
Back on the gas, cross the apex, looks really good. He just needs a 10th, and he goes up like 3 spots. He does. He improves almost a 10th, and he's up to 6th place. Great lap for Jack.
Back down to 7th. That's a great lap from him. See who
it also puts Eric in 10th place. So if you're in the top 10, you do have to start on the tire that you qualified with. So if one more person gets Eric, then he can change tires.
Yeah. Victor Diaz, his teammate currently.
Let's see what Victor can do.
Currently holding second. Can he take this spot?
He does get a 10th.
He improves, but not able to take that spot.
But not fast enough.
Yeah.
Wow, Peter's got such a quick lap, but it bought him a little bit more space between him and the rest of the pack.
A little bit of breathing room from Jack Fletcher, who was only, 4 thousandths behind?
Yeah, he's really close. He is improving, though. Let's see what he can do for the rest of his lap here. Yeah, he made it down. I thought he carried too much speed in there, but he recovered nicely, got through it.
Able to get the grip. You can lose the grip there going on the power too early. You'll see a lot of cars go off to the right there. Taking this, almost loses it on the penultimate corner. A little bit of the rear swinging out.
He took a lot of curb in that last. Yeah, I think he may have invalidated. Yeah. No, and he didn't improve anyway. Yeah. I wonder if he invalidated on that last corner.
Only 100th off of his fastest lap, though, so he's definitely able to improve. It looks like he's on for another hot lap here. Currently, yellow flags going into turn 3. Not too sure what they're for.
It's like Christophe Levant may be out of the session.
Christophe Levant? Yeah, he's off.
I didn't see the incident. I don't see his car on the map.
It probably happened in turn 3 or 4 here, where the yellow flags are.
Wow.
Looks like Jack Fletcher might get held up by Duncan McCamick. No, he gets out of the way, giving him plenty of space to keep his lap going.
Always got to keep an eye on the mirrors, see what cars are coming because they come up quick on this track. Looks like he might be off. He's up a second and a half. He might be coming back into the pits. Looks like Peter may be on a hot lap. Maybe his third hot lap of the session.
Top on board
with
Peter.
3 minutes to go.
Peter, is this his third set of softs he's used so far?
I think so. It's his third attempt, and it looks like a clean turn 1.
Hey, Peter coming into turn 3, taking it perfect. That's a textbook way. Able to get right back down in the power.
It's so important to get on the power there, and it looks like he did it cleanly. Going into turn 4 here.
Yeah, Peter putting on a master class on how to take this track, making everything he can out of it.
Oh, it looks like Sid may have
Sid, yeah, Sid.
Something happened to Sid. He's coming up on it right here.
Yes,
right off to the right side. Wow,
as I was saying earlier, if you get down on the power too early with the curbs there, you're going to go off to the right there.
Look how much speed he carries through the last 2 turns.
So much grip from him.
Is he going to go any faster?
Peter improving
he does.
to 103.1. That is
wow.
Nuts. All right.
That's so fast. So
Great
fast.
Great job from Peter. Let's hop on board with Sky here.
This guy's on his out lap. Looks like, Duncan goes second with a 103.3. He switched to the softs.
Yeah, Duncan didn't like where he was on the medium, switches to the softs, and takes that front row spot by almost a tenth there. Hope he's going to pray that stays safe. He does have time to get around and set one more lap, but that just depends on his battery. Let's take a look.
Is he on?
He would have to turn that battery off right now. Unless he's taking another lap right here.
I think it looks like he's doing it because he's only up, I think, 200th what I saw for Sector 1 right there. It looks like he's on the power.
All right, Duncan McCamick coming up on another car here. Hopefully it doesn't slow him down too much.
And Ethan Patel jumps to P2 with a 103.3 as well. Man, these times are so tight. It's not the 10th, it's the 100th you got to worry about.
It's crazy. Looks like Victor Diaz is going to make it around for another hot lap, or he's on one right now.
About a minute to go in the session here. Looks like Peter may be done, but Ethan, Duncan, and Victor are still out. This is Victor's first lap.
Like Duncan's taking his 103.3.
Yeah.
Peter's taking
saving
his
the tires.
103.1. I definitely would. That's an insane lap for Peter.
Let's see how Victor Sector 2. Victor's actually up a half a tenth here.
Yeah. Victor can crack into the top 3 here. Possibly even second place if he takes his last couple of turns perfect.
Attacks it. Wow.
Great job from him.
Through turn 10, back on the power.
Every curve perfect. DRS open coming in. Victor Diaz
taking the
third place spot. Duncan dropping down to 4th place.
Wow. Let's see who's left. Is
we got
Jack Fletcher.
No, he's coming in. He's currently 7/10 up. I don't think he's doing anything. Sky with a second place. 103.19.
Where did he come from? And is he still on? No, he's off. Okay, wow. Another 103.1. 2 drivers in the 103.1. Sky with a second place.
Sky. Let's see who else is doing anything. Jack Fletcher, it looks like he's coming in. Let's see if Connor. Looks like Connor's coming in for a hot lap here. Trying to get out of the bottom 5. See if he can do it. Connor finishing 16th with 4-lap old mediums.
Yeah. Yeah.
He's not going to have to stick with them, but that is kind of rough for him.
Well, he gets his choice of strategy for sure.
Absolutely. Brian Hackman currently up 2/10.
Let's see what he can do through turns 9 and 10 here.
Brian Hackman, definitely a championship contender still here.
Oh,
taking
a little
really wide there. Hopefully he didn't invalidate. We're about to find out. A 103.5. Brian cracking the top 10 on the last lap. That's great from him.
What a great qualifying
session. Our last runner. Let's see what Garrett's... he's coming in.
Looks like he's coming in, yeah.
All right.
Man, what a great qualifying session, these guys. Look how tight the field is. Wow.
Yeah, first and second, not even separated by a tenth. Third, fourth, fifth, separated by, 400ths of a second. Sixth, seventh, separated by 200ths of a second. Eighth, only up by half a tenth. Joel Guerin up by 200ths of the next one. The top 10 all really tight. Or it's
like
tight going
top,
all the way down to about 15th with Christophe Levant, who didn't even get to set more than one lap.
I mean, you've got 15 drivers in the 103s, and I think in the D2 race we had, don't quote me on this, I don't have it in front of me, I think there were only 3 or 4 in the 103s there, so these guys are absolutely flying.
8. We had 8.
Okay.
Yeah, but that was with the 103.9s, and it's
Very
dropping
quick
all the
drivers.
way down to 16th here, so you got some great drivers. Looking at it again here, Peter Giordano, first place, pole position, great job from him. Sky with a 103.1 almost got him, only 800ths down in second. Ethan Patel going to be starting third. Victor Diaz locking out your second row for the AlphaTauri team. Duncan McCamick had a great time, but did get beat out in the last lap by a couple of drivers there. He will be starting fifth. Jack Fletcher in the Mercedes starting sixth place. Brian Hackeman able to improve from the bottom 5 to 7. That's a great job from him starting 7th. Jack Pemberton 8th. Joel Gurra 9th. And Brian Silva starting on the mediums from 10th place. And those are old mediums. Those are 4-lap old mediums from him.
A shout out to Aston Martin for the 1-2 in qualifying and only separated by less than a tenth. Very, very impressive. It's going to be interesting to see what they can do for the race.
Aston Martin's been impressive the whole season. Curious to see what Alpine's going to do. Currently, the constructor leaders. Hopefully, they're going to be able to make a good run here.
That's right. It's going to be an exciting race, man. I can't wait for this. These guys are going to be super quick, super close together. Should be an exciting race.
It's super easy to overtake on this track. There's so many places to do it. It's going to be some great wheel-to-wheel racing with all these guys so close together in times.
I'm sure they're excited for the overtakes after Monaco last week, and the Armco tunnels they had to deal with. Going to a place like this is going to be such an exciting race and give these guys a little bit of room to breathe.
3 or 4 overtakes the whole race to probably 20 or 30, to be honest here.
This is going to be exciting to watch.
Drivers getting ready for the formation lap here. Here they are. Aston Martin 1-2, Peter and Sky both starting, and here they come off for the formation lap. Getting those brakes nice and warm, keeping those tires nice and warm.
You see the swerving already beginning. Put the heat in the tires, get the brakes warmed up like you said, make sure all the gears are working, make sure the radio's working. These guys will be ready to go by the time they come back around.
Yeah, a lot of these teams are also using engineers for this race too, which is something they've all recently started doing. Just having someone to watch them, get that third set of eyes, see what's going on, help put some tips out on strategy, especially for a track like this where it's really debatable whether or not the 1-stop or the 2-stop's faster.
It's going to be interesting to see. I think what we're going to look for is right around lap 10. That's where we're going to see what the strategies are going to be. If you're going to see guys that are going for the 2-stopper, I think somewhere between lap 9 or 10, we should see them dive into the pits, put on some set of medium tires, and that gives them about...
In the D2 race, it was around 11 or 12. Most racers were coming in. No one really staying on softs any longer than that. You do lose a lot of grip after that. The mediums can take you to the end if you get them on lap 12, but you lose a lot of grip towards the end there.
Well, Pirelli says the medium tires are good for 21 laps of this track, but yep, there you go.
Strat's going to be the soft to mediums, followed closely by the soft medium. That's got to be a bad sign, Brian Silva, seeing that as he starts on the mediums. But he can go soft. If there's a safety car, Brian Silva's in a great spot just to stay on the softs for most of the race.
Absolutely. All right, these drivers are lining up. They get into their starting positions. Everybody tiptoeing their way, finding their marks as we get ready for round 5 of the Zoom Racing League at the Red Bull Ring.
See what we got here. Let's hop on board. Let's look at the tires. Yep, Brian Silva on the mediums. Most of the bottom 10 opting to start in the mediums with the exception of Eric, Garrett, and Walter.
And it's lights out and away we go. And looks like Peter gets a great start.
Walter moving up. The AlphaTauri dropping back. I thought I saw a little bit of contact there. Not too sure. Looks like we have a Red Bull off. Is that Duncan?
3 wide.
It's Cole Cummings off into the wall here. That is rough for him. There's another driver.
Oh, I saw parts of cars flying down the straightaway, so I don't know what happened there. Maybe somebody ran at the back of each other.
Joel Gurin getting a 5-second penalty off the rip here. Corner cutting. Looks like he didn't give a position back for taking it off the track is what it looks like here.
Oh, no. Peter's building the lead, though. He's already 1 second up on Ethan. And then you got Sky, Victor, Duncan, Jack, Garrett, Joel, Connor, and ZRL in 10th place.
Okay, Ethan jumping up to second place. I hope that's correct. Yeah, looks like that's going to be right there.
You got to keep an eye on the timing the first couple laps. You never quite know what it's going to do.
Weird. Peter, though.
But we'll keep an eye on it. We know Peter's up front.
He builds that second gap on the first lap. If he can stay out of DRS range, he might just run away with this. It's the pace advantage he has over these drivers.
It looks like Ethan's keeping up with him. Ethan from taking second place on the start, separating the Aston Martins here.
A little bit of another timing glitch here.
Yeah, not even going to look at that right now.
It'll sort itself out in a couple laps here. We got a bunch of drivers in the pits, though. Looks like 6 or 7 drivers in the pits.
Maybe putting on some new front wings. I'm sure there was a lot of contact there. I saw some bits of cars flying on the straightaway there.
Levant's going to be leading the pit cars out of here. It says he's in first place, but the game's just a little bit confused. I want to say he's going to be in the 13th or 14th. A good, probably, 20 seconds behind the pack here. Hopefully he's going to be able to catch up, but he's already on the mediums. He's going to be able to run 2 mediums to the end of this race. Hopefully that's going to be pretty good for him.
Definitely. Looks like Peter's holding his gap. Oh, it looks like the Aston Martin's going under Ethan's. Looks like Sky's got the run on Ethan going into turn 1.
We got Sky, turn 1 here. Ethan running a little bit wide. Just going to fall in behind. Take that DRS. DRS is enabled now for this lap.
Yep. So he's got DRS on this straight and the next straight, so he doesn't need to force too much here.
All the way back to 8th place. This is
he gets right on the back of Sky. He's got DRS heading down to turn 4. Not quite close enough to do it yet.
Too crazy here on these opening laps. Let's hop on board with Ethan. Yeah, Ethan staying real close to Sky here.
It looks like there may be some action going on right behind these guys. I don't know if we can take a look. Looks like the Red Bull may have gotten around. Yeah, it looks like Duncan got around Jack right there. I think that was a position change.
Yeah, Duncan taking that 5th place spot back from Jack Fletcher. Trying to close in on Victor Diaz here. He is within DRS
Victor's
range.
Really
coming
close.
Out under the start-finish straight.
Victor's really close to Ethan here. I think Ethan got that, maybe hit the overtake button there because he pulled the gap going down the straightaway, but he's got the DRS on Sky going up to turn 3.
Ethan, ERS off, currently at 40%. We're going to try and build that up a little bit. Duncan McCammett picking up 10 seconds of penalties. What happened with him?
Wow.
He's all the way off the track.
What happened there?
That's probably going to get reviewed. Not too sure. It looks like he swerved to avoid a car. It might have been Jack Fletcher.
Yeah, the stewards have to take a look at that one after the race.
Yeah,
that's
not too sure. Kind of sad we missed what happened there. But yeah, Duncan with 10 seconds worth of penalties.
Man, these guys are all so close together.
Down to an effective 14th place currently. That's how tight we are.
And I think the way that this works is once you make your pit stop, the game's going to make you take 5 seconds of that. Yeah, so that's unfortunate for him.
Yeah, you're going to have to take the 5 seconds. The 3 seconds penalties, they'll finish at the end of the race, but the 5 second ones, normally you're going to get a stop go.
Looks like Ethan may be getting a run back on Sky here. He's got DRS.
Yeah, Ethan.
Let's see if he can do anything up to turn 3. Meanwhile, Peter's driving off to the sunset here. They're almost 2 seconds up.
Peter just showing how fast he can really be here. Yeah. Ethan just playing it safe, waiting it out, not trying to force anything on Sky here. Giving them plenty of space. You really got to respect these drivers because they all want to win, you know? You get a little bit of a cutback coming and it can be a little dangerous.
But see, now this is an exercise. These drivers know there's still 31 laps left in this race. There's no point in doing anything crazy. It's early in the race. Find your rhythm, find your pace. if you see an opportunity, take it. But I mean, you'll see how how smart these drivers are, really not forcing anything here.
Jack Fletcher moved up to 4th place over Victor Diaz. He's just flying through the field currently. Duncan McCamick looks like he didn't get any damage off of that whatever happened through turn 3 there. As he looks to make a run on Victor Diaz, DRS open.
Looks like Duncan's saving some of his ERS as well. Oh, Victor took a wide line through turn 1, and Duncan takes the place.
Right back. Yeah, one little mistake with these drivers is going to cost them. They're always there, ready to pounce, especially with how close we are. Jack Fletcher taking it really wide in turn 3.
Ran really deep there.
Looks like he was looking at the outside of Ethan Patel.
Meanwhile, Peter is maintaining about a 1.8 second lead over second place Sky.
Already.
Yeah, a lot of those guys had to pit.
Flags from him. Yeah, big pile up out of turn 1. A lot of people just want to take as many positions as they can. That can cost you your front wing.
Front wing is a very, very valuable piece of this track. You want to protect it if you can.
All these turns are real high downforce, high-speed turns, except for turn 3. Just about everything else, though, you're going to need that front wing in as best condition as you can keep it. Jack Fletcher.
Yeah, if we can, let's keep an eye on Jack, because he's keeping a tight gap here on these guys. Of course, Ethan's got the DRS right in front of him, so he's not going to make a lot of ground on him, but Ethan doesn't seem to be challenging. Oh, he's looking. I just kind of gave him something to look at in his mirrors there.
Jack, a little bit of contact with Ethan there.
I think he hit him. Yeah.
Yeah. Hopefully his front wing's all right. See if we can see anything from the broadcast camera here.
Let's see how he takes the next few turns.
Yeah,
looks like he's keeping up okay.
Maybe it's okay. Front wing, it looks like. I'm not seeing any damage from him. All these cars.
We'll be able to really tell here. Looks like he's holding the gap. Oh no, but he just got a time penalty.
That's rough.
This track is super, super tight with the off tracks. You really can't go over the curbs at all.
Jack Fletcher really trying to keep up. Currently under that 20% of ERS. His red light's going to be blinking. Duncan's going to see that. He might try to make a move.
Looks like we had an incident up in turn 3 further back in the pack. I didn't see what happened, but looks like they're underway again.
Yeah, Sid trying to make some move. Or that's Brian Hackeman making the move on Sid there.
Is he missing a part of his front wing, or is that just me not used to what the Ferraris look like?
Quite tell. No, looks like Brian Hackeman's all good on the aero department there.
Okay.
Trying to keep up with Eric McCurney, who's currently almost 10 seconds back from Christophe Levant. And the Haas pitting though.
Yeah, he definitely doesn't have a front wing. You can see that there. So he's coming in, going to get that fixed.
Christoph's had a rough race. One of the better drivers out here. Really expected a lot from him, but he just hasn't been able to keep it on the track. I don't know what's been going on.
I'm going to put a fresh front wing on there, send that Haas back out on track. Meanwhile, Ethan keeping up with Sky here.
Top 5 all staying really close with each other, except for Peter, who's just running away with it.
He's built up about a half a second in the last couple laps here. Now we're entering our pit window for the guys on the two-stop.
Safety car out. This might be the moment you want to pit.
Looks like nobody in the top 5 has pitted so far.
I haven't seen anybody.
I don't know what the incident was
yet.
This is
definitely about when you'd want to do it. No, virtual safety car has gone away. DRS is back to enabled.
Okay. And look, Ethan's got a big run on Sky here. He's looking up the inside, up to turn 3.
Ethan coming up inside, trying to outbrake Sky here.
Ooh,
a little bit of contact, and Ethan gives way. Looks like just going to drop back in behind.
Sky had such good traction coming out of that turn, but both those guys gave each other a lot of respect, and he's looking again down in the turn 4, but he thinks better of it.
That's the kind of racing we like to see. Keep it safe, keep it tight, but gave each other a good run for their money there. But Ethan still with 80% in ERS. Sky still with 60, so they can both keep pushing really hard here.
Meanwhile, Sky is actually closing the gap on Peter a little bit. Almost a second in the last lap. I don't know if Peter had an incident or what. But
when you're pushing on the softs on this track, they can start to burn out really quick if you just keep going like as hard as you can. they can burn out. He might be losing a little bit of grip on the soft tires now, especially
Ethan
lap
is
10.
so close. Man, but Sky's traction out of these turns is just too much for Ethan to really get up. And look at Jack going up on Ethan
Jack
on the inside
Fletcher
on turn 3.
Trying to
He's
box
not
him
quite
in
there.
a little bit of contact.
Oh, he hit him again.
Yeah, Duncan McCamick off the track, takes
Look
the
at
position
Duncan.
off the track that might not stick. He's going to have to give that back, it looks like.
And he is. Looks like
Duncan
he is.
McCamick dropping back.
They're still too wide in the turn 4.
Jack Fletcher taking that position. Can he keep it coming out of here?
And Duncan up the
McCamick
inside as
follow
well.
him through. Oh, this is great racing from these three.
Look at Duncan. I thought he backed out, but he stuck his foot in it. I like
followed
it.
him right through, keeping that space that Jack created, and Ethan dropping down from 3rd to 5th.
I wonder if Ethan. Hopefully Ethan doesn't have an issue. After now, it looks like he's staying out. Okay, yeah, that was great racing up through 3 and 4th in sector 2 there.
Ethan's okay, and let's not forget about Victor Diaz. Also, all that battling has given him a great chance to make up some time. He's gained about 3/10 in the past lap.
He is right back in it, man. He's right there with it.
Yeah, Garrett Elder
Meanwhile,
dropped
Duncan
back by 2 seconds, so this top 6 looks like...
Look at Duncan. Duncan looking up the inside.
Duncan looking around the outside, looking for a little bit of a switchback on the Mercedes there.
Duncan's still looking very racing. And meanwhile, our pit window is open for these guys that had a 2 stoppers. Let's see what happens here. Looks like Duncan with the DR.
Oh, no, Can he make the move stick around the outside of that turn? Looks like Jack's going to hold on to it. Maybe.
No,
Duncan got the inside of the sweeping turns here. And
they're still working it out.
Duncan's going to keep this position for now.
It looks like Duncan had the DRS, but Jack just didn't give up and outbraked him back in the turn 4. But Duncan eventually made the pass stick.
Let's not forget about Duncan's 10-second time penalties. Those are going to be stop goes. 2 5-second stop goes.
Yeah, when he makes his pit stop, he's gonna fall back a little bit, and Sid picking up another 3-second penalty, or his first 3-second penalty there.
Yeah, it's gonna be Sid in the back, pushing a little bit too hard there, running over the curb. Look at Sky though. Sky able to build a bit of a gap. Oh, looks like it's actually fallen off. It was a 1-second gap at one point, but Duncan's right there again to put the pressure on.
Duncan's using that overtake button. Yeah. Oh, he's got a good run. Duncan's got a great run down in the turn 4 down here. He's right on the back of Sky, looking up the inside.
Inside of turn 4. Can he make the move stick? Sky giving him just enough space, so it's not a bad move.
Well, he did this last lap with Jack around the outside of the turn 6. Let's see if he can do it again.
Got the inside line.
No, Sky's not going to let it happen.
The inside line on these turns through 5 and 6, 7.
Oh, he got the curb! He got the curb!
Oh, and he gets hit
no, he got hit!
Who was that? Ethan Patel out of the race.
No way!
Looks like Ethan
Dude, that's a safety car. Safety car is out. These guys are going to pit. Yeah, Duncan got a little bit of that curb, and it upset the car. And unfortunately for him and Ethan, that was a plane crash.
You can't really blame Duncan for that. He couldn't control the car in that spin.
Everybody's in the pits. Look at everybody's coming in, going in the pits.
Peter in just in time to catch the safety car. He was a little bit far up there, but sees it coming, able to take. Looks like
ZRL may have stayed out. Or
looks like he's staying out. He's on the mediums. He was one of our back runners.
Oh man, but he's got but still the safety. Everybody's going to be right up again behind him once they group back up. I mean, I called him ZRL. That's probably Zoom Racing League. His name is what? Keisler?
Yeah,
Say it right. Yeah.
He's got those 12-lap old mediums. He is going to have to come in at some point in this race. I don't know why he doesn't take the chance now. You can ride out the hards or the 2 sets of softs if that's your strategy from here.
Gotta get some TV time for them sponsors, man.
That's true. Brian Silva also another runner with the 12-lap old mediums.
So Peter's right behind him with the fresh mediums. Yeah. Brian's up there too. So these guys are going to be on 12-lap old mediums. Remember, Pirelli says 21 laps is the limit. So I don't know if you try to force it out to a one-stopper and switch to the hards, maybe, or what. But
big shakeup of our podium contenders here. Peter, Jack Fletcher, and Victor Diaz, who's come out of nowhere to take effective 3rd place, since Keisler and Brian Silva are both going to have to pit at some point in this race.
Yeah, Victor's really the big benefactor there at that incident between Duncan and Ethan.
Yeah, Duncan McCamick able to keep some track position. in 8th place currently.
Yep,
Let's see if he
there
actually
goes,
served. I don't think you can
looks
serve
like-
those penalties. No,
looks
Duncan
like our
did
leader.
serve.
He cleared one of the 5 seconds. Yeah, he's still got 5 seconds left. So if he is doing a 2-stopper, which we think that's the strategy, then he's going to get that second 5-stopper. Really, the safety car helped him in that situation because he didn't lose it on track.
Yeah, Duncan McCamick able to keep 7th place, able to put out one of those stop goes. That's big for him.
That's
even
huge.
with that incident, he does have the pace to get right back into that top 3, though.
It looks like Keisler did pit just then, so he is back down in 13th place, meaning our top 3 is now Peter, Brian, Jack. And, of course, Brian is on those old medium tires, so we're expecting when the race goes back to green flag, he is going to be a sitting duck.
Hard tires, going to try and stay out. Interesting seeing how he's still in 18th place, even after all these pits.
He's just going to run the rest of the race and not try to pit anymore if he can.
Yeah. Finally caught up to the pack, though. That's big for him. That's all he really needs is just to hang with the pack. Most of these drivers are probably going to pit again. You do lose a lot of traction on the medium tires towards the end here.
I mean, the medium, I guess you could stretch them if you really, really wanted to, because they haven't really put any racing laps on them just yet. But if you'd have to have another safety car. It looks like safety car is coming in this lap, so let's see if Peter can build another gap. I mean, we're not, Brian's on the old side of medium, so he may hold up the rest of the group, but we'll see what we can do there.
A little bit of a non-factor in these podium contenders.
Look at the gap he's building already. Look at the gap Peter has on the restart. Oh, Brian just closed it up. Okay.
A little bit. Peter
okay.
Getting down on the throttle here. Flying away, building up about a half a second gap to Brian Silva. Jack Fletcher close behind. Let's actually hop on board with him. See if he's going to try and make an early move on Brian Silva, just so he doesn't get held up by the driver on the old mediums.
Thinking about it here at turn 3.
Mediums
looks like everybody made it through turn 1 clean. Yep. Looks like everybody's got a clean restart here.
Cole Cummins way back on the hards. He was just on fresh softs. I don't know if he lost a wing during
this run. He's going to run around the outside.
Jack Fletcher just sending it around the outside, dropping Brian Silva back down to 3rd place. Brian Silva dropping way far back here.
Yeah,
Victor Diaz looks like he might try to make a move on them here soon.
Yeah, those tires are just, they're too old to compete with these guys right now. Let's see if Victor can get a run. Maybe wait for the DRS
Jack
zone.
Pemberton
Jack picked up
penalty.
3 seconds.
Where is Jack on the... Jack currently in 13th place. I don't know what happened with him. He was one of our front runners. Jack Fletcher stealing past this lap. The 1:05.7. That's a great lap from him.
Yeah, Victor made a clean pass there into turn 1 on Brian. But Brian now has DRS going up the hill to turn 3. And he's looking at DRS.
Eric McCurney.
He doesn't need DRS.
Look at all these penalties we're getting.
Look at this. Look at the brakes glowing red. That just put, that just let Sky get a run on him up to turn 4.
It's like Sky might try to make a move around up the inside on turn 4 here. Outbraking him. Look at how much more traction he has out of the turn here. Brian Silva just trying to hold on.
Safety car. There's an incident in turn 3.
Garrett
I don't know what happened.
Out of the race. Let's see if we can see Cole Cummins coming up on it. Let's see if we can.
Looks like he's up at turn 3. Oh, the car's been cleared. Yeah, I don't know. That's an interesting spot for a safety car. I wonder if he ran into somebody or
that's
something.
That's where my safety car happened from the incident. You can see some drivers spin out on turn 3 with those harsh curbs there. This gives Cole Cummins a perfect chance to catch back up to the back, though. Currently 16 seconds down.
Looks like Brian's staying out on those 16-lap old medium tires.
I've got to start questioning the strategy now. That was your perfect chance to get your pit in and keep some track position with a little bit of the gap that had formed from the racing.
I mean, he could put the hards on now and go to the rest of the race, but he's not really in the soft window yet.
He's got to do something here. There's no way he doesn't pit on this lap. He has to.
You've got to. I think if you make it to lap maybe 20. That's kind of, I think that's about what Pirelli was estimating before the race. About 16 laps is the limit on the soft. So if he can make it to lap 20 on those medium tires, he might be able to throw the softs on there and go the rest of the way. But that's
There's
still
just no real reason to try that here, especially with the safety car. You get a free pit stop here. You know, I won't question it. He is a very fast driver. Let's see what he can do, but a little bit of questionable on the strategy here. Joe Guerin also with 9-lap old mediums. Don't think he's going to come in here. It is possible to finish out the race on these tires.
Like I said, you're right on that. You're right on that window where you could go, okay, if I make it to lap 20, 21, maybe throw the softs on, but...
Now, if I was Sid on the 8-lap old hards, I would try to jump on the mediums here just to have the faster tire. You're not going to lose much track position. You're going to have a way better advantage over the bottom 3, all on the hard tires.
Let's see if we can go back to some of those guys in the back and see if any of them do dive into the pits here.
Brian Silva stays out yet again.
Yeah.
Sid staying
out.
Looks
like everybody's staying out.
Yeah, no one going into the pits. Jack Pemberton currently in 18th place, just trying to catch back up to the pack after his pit stop. Jack Pemberton having a little bit of a rough race here, but he is going to get right back into the race after the safety car, so that's good for him.
Let's recap our top 3 drivers. Peter and the Aston Martin still leading from pole, leading the race. Jack Fletcher in the Mercedes, second place, and Victor in the
AlphaTauri.
Yeah, he's in third place. All 3 of these guys got same set of medium tires. Then you got Brian Silva in the what's Brian in there? And the Alpine. Yeah, in the Alpine. Yeah, in the Alpine, and he's on some old medium tires. So we're going to go racing again this lap.
Brian trying to score the points for his team here. Garrett Elder is out of the race.
So they're getting those tires nice and warm here for the restart.
See all the swerving going all the way back to the end of the track there. Or into the line of cars. Connor Patrick.
Oh no!
With a collision under safety car. Keisler with a collision under safety car with Christophe Levant. Actually,
can't do that.
Pick up a penalty.
All right, we're going back to green flag racing here.
Here we go. Peter
His safety car is in. Here we go. Green flag back out. These guys are underway. Top 3 break away from 4th place. Remember, Brian's on those old mediums, so these guys get the traction up to turn 1. Looks like Jack's really close to Peter here.
Jack Fletcher looking for a move. He's been really
in that slipstream
around the outside of turn 3.
He's there.
The move stick?
He's there.
They both have great exits, but it looks like Peter's just a little bit faster there.
Jack ran a little bit wide there. I think Victor's got his nose in there too.
And Jack trying to go around the outside turn 4. Can he take the spot?
He's got the traction out of the turn. He's got the preferred line into turn 6. Let's see if he can make it stick, and he does.
Jack Fletcher taking that position. Victor close behind. All 3 of these drivers right up in each other just about.
You can throw a towel over these guys. They're so close. Meanwhile, it looks like Sky got around Brian for 4th place.
Yeah, Brian with the 18-lap old mediums. He's really going to start falling back here. Not going to have the pace. Duncan McCamick actually looking like he's going to try and make a move here.
Back up to 6th place, yeah.
Duncan McCamick looking at Brian Silva. Probably not going to make a move through turn 1 here. Brian Silva slows down a lot. Just doesn't have the grip to take that turn flat out.
I think he's going to get him here. Yeah, he's going around the outside here, going up to turn 3.
Has that ERS turned on. Makes the move around the outside. Looks like he's going to be able to make it stick, and he does.
Brian up in the top, or Duncan back in the top 5. Great job. Great way to recover.
Great recovery
from the incident and the penalty. That's huge.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, our top 4 are very close together. Top 3 really close together. Looks like Jack is actually keeping the gap on Peter. First time we've seen that Aston Martin in some dirty air, so let's see how it performs now that he's got a car in front of him here and taking that wind off of his nose there.
Peter's surrounded both sides by 2 very fast drivers. When you put him under a lot of pressure here, well, there are a lot of spots you can make an overtake here. Again, 3 DRS zones.
All you got to do is stay within a second in the car. Yeah. If you can keep that second, then Jack's just that's fastest lap. But Duncan comes in, yeah.
Duncan McCamick with the new fastest lap, really showing that he's here to
DRS
race,
is finally
even after that
enabled.
incident.
Yeah,
Duncan
DRS is enabled. Oh, look at Victor going up on Peter. Up the inside, up to turn 3.
Sky on the inside of Victor here. And Sky's going to take that spot from Victor. Victor dropping back down to 4th place.
Sure did.
Sky, one of our
Peter's got a run on Jack going into turn 4.
Peter's
around the outside. Oh my! You see how late braked he did there?
Where's Jack? I hear Jack towards the outside here, and looks like Peter's gonna keep the position.
No, he's still there. He's still there.
Jack's still fighting it. Christophe Levant picking up a penalty there, and Peter finally out in front of Jack Fletcher. That was some great racing from both of those drivers.
Jack is still right there, and he's going to have DRS down the next 3 straightaways to get that spot back.
Jack just showing how racy he is here. We got Peter with 30% ERS left, and Jack Fletcher with 17%. Both of them going to be having to save a little bit here, but Jack does have DRS coming up here for the second time.
And the overtake button. Here we go.
Peter with the overtake button on Jack. Let's see what he does. Looking
around the outside again.
Jacob Owinski picking up another 3-second time penalty.
Ooh, I think
Fletcher picks up a penalty. Looks like Jack Fletcher ran a little bit too wide out of turn 3 there and picks up a track limits penalty.
He went off track, maybe got the overtake and had to give the position back, I'm assuming, because Peter went right back up the inside.
Peter keeping that position just barely from Jack. Might have been a little bit of contact there outside of turn 4. Couldn't really tell.
I think they had contact in turn 3 too. That was these guys they're playing nice for a while, but how many laps can you do this before somebody's ready to take the line a little bit more aggressively? So it'll be fun to watch.
Won't do too much to your car, but nailing the side pod or the
and Sky got a penalty.
It's Peter.
These guys are racing so hard.
Are only front runners without any penalties currently. Let's look and see what penalties we're looking at here. Yeah,
well, look at the lead. Look at the lead. They're going too wide into turn 3 again.
Let's see here.
Looks like Jack got it. Yep.
Yeah, Jack taking that first position back.
But Peter's got DRS. Peter's got DRS back into turn 4. Jack's not going to give it up. That ain't a little bit of contact.
The Aston Martin trying to follow him through here. Look at the same line as Peter.
Jack's done this around the outside of turn 6 a few times now. Let's see if he...
Yeah, Sky's put a lot of pressure on Jack Fletcher too, just looking for the mistake, waiting for it to happen.
He's there. He's there.
See here, Sky closing real close in the penultimate corner here. This isn't a great place to try and overtake, but he's going for it, Sky.
No, okay, Sky was looking, but he looks like, oh man, these guys are so close. It's so close.
Wings open, everyone with DRS on each other except for Peter.
Sky, around turn 1. Jack's
no,
Sky spun.
Sky spun. That takes Sky almost. Probably going to drop him back down to 7th or 8th as the Alpine passes him. Of Connor
Meanwhile, up at turn 3. Look at Jack up at turn 3. He's right there. These guys are so close. Can't keep
looking
up.
At the inside of Victor there, decides to back out the last second before they made contact.
Looks like Sky just got to it. Man, these guys are they're racing so hard, and it's so easy. Just put a little too much power coming out of those slow corners and just loop the car around.
Yeah,
so we got 10 laps to go. And once again, we're expecting these guys to make another pit stop. With 10 laps to go, that should be coming up here in the next few laps if they are on a 2-stopper. But with that safety car, really 2 safety cars, these guys might want to try to drag these out to the end. It'll be interesting to see what these guys do.
Absolutely.
Duncan picked up a penalty.
That's got to be right for him.
The off-track.
8 seconds of penalties.
You got to keep it on the track. It's so hard to do, but man...
Duncan's not going to want to stop again with that stop-go penalty. I think it might get removed because it was for a wide around turn 3, but he was avoiding a car to do it. So I think the stewards are going to understand that.
With only 9 laps to go, you've got to consider it takes about 15 seconds to make a pit stop here. I mean, even with a fresh set of tires, can you make up 15 seconds in 8 laps?
I'm really
I don't know.
curious to see if any of our top 10 runners are just going to make the pit stop for the softs and try to steal fastest lap just to get that point away from the front runners here.
Yeah. If you're someone down maybe Duncan's position, well, Duncan's got the penalty, so it's probably not good for him. But it looks like Connor does too.
Holding fastest lap actually.
Yeah, at this point, you might just want to...
currently with fastest lap. Outside of the top 10, he's going to have to make that up.
And Jack Pemberton with another 3-second penalty. Yeah, at this point, maybe it makes sense just to try to ride these tires till the end, because if you do pit at this point, it's going to be hard to make that time back up unless a safety car or something happens. But now these guys are getting a little bit more air between them. I mean, still, we're talking, less than half a second between all of them, but kind of getting into a rhythm here with these last few laps in the third part of this race.
Let's talk about Connor Patrick with an insane race, starting from P16, currently in P5. A little bit outside these top 4 who are all close together, but Connor just trying to keep
Great race for Connor. Great race for Connor. Yeah, he's moved up 11 positions. That's outstanding for him.
That's great for him. See what we got going on.
He's on the soft tire too, though. So I wonder if he's going to ride those softs till the end, or he might have to pit again to get off those soft tires, though.
Yeah, he's 10 laps left. You're not going to get 22 laps in the softs. I hate to say it for him. Peter picking up a penalty, his first one of the race.
I see. Gets everybody.
It leaves Victor Diaz as her only clean runner in the top 10.
So that puts Victor actually in the lead at this point then, right? Because if Peter and Jack both have off-track penalties, 3 seconds at least, I mean, these guys are still all within a second of each other.
Currently an effective P1 for Victor. That's correct.
So if Victor can just stay within 3 seconds of Peter...
He's just got to keep his nose clean here.
Looks like Walter T.F. Desmond's taking that pit stop you talked about.
Yeah, finally taking it. Looks like everybody
Did Jack just take... I think Jack just took the lead from Peter going into turn 4 there, too. Did I miss that?
I think we missed it. Yeah, Jack taking the lead
Jack
from Peter.
Still showing he's got some racing left in him here.
Both in the 13-lap old mediums. They are going to finish the race with what looks like 22 laps in the medium, so that's perfect for them.
We saw that strategy almost try to play itself out in the D2 race, but they had a late safety car and kind of shook everything up. So I wonder if these guys are all going to...
With another penalty.
He's got to be careful. You get too many of those, and you can get the black flag, I think.
It's really easy to take...
Peter's got a great run out of turn 1.
No ERS.
Peter's got a great run.
Peter's trying the outside of turn 3.
We see these guys try to outbrake each other, though. Let's see if Jack... Peter's clearly got it in
so much more speed in turn 3 there. Yeah. Just easily taking that from him.
Jack's got to start saving some of his battery, though. He's all over that
Eric
ERS.
McCurney's made a move on Jack... Or it looks like Cole Cummings or Connor Patrick's dropped out. What's happened to Connor? Connor's pitted finally. Getting new softs. Good to see that he's still in the race, but he's
he's going to run them softs till the end though. Let's see if he can make some positions back up and get back in the top 10.
Connor looks like the freshest tires. Walter close behind, also on the fresh softs.
The 2 cars in front of Connor both have hards, so he's only got 7 seconds to make up and about 6 laps to do it, or 8 laps to do it. Sorry,
old hards too.
So he'll be.
So that's going to be. Probably pretty easy for him. I hate to say it. Sid is a very good driver.
Let's look at the lead. Jack Peter got back by Jack, but Jack is right there again. These guys are racy. We need to keep an eye on these guys because look at Peter
the inside here. Not able to keep it coming into turn 3.
Meanwhile, look at Victor up the inside of Peter. Oh, did he touch him?
Looks like there might have been a little bit of contact, but nothing too serious. They're both running pretty well here.
Looks like his wing's still there.
Don't forget about Duncan just sitting there
all
ready to
4
pounce.
Of these guys. Oh, there goes Jack up the inside of Peter again in turn 4.
Mercedes
who's going to take the run to turn
running
6?
Side by side in the turn 6 here.
We've seen this a few times this race.
Looks like the Aston Martin's going to keep the position. Yeah, coming into the end of the lap here.
I mean, these drivers have got to start thinking, okay, what is going to put me with 7 laps to go, what move is going to put me in front across the start-finish line? Because if you make the move too early, if you make it up to turn 3 and leave yourself vulnerable for the DRS back down to turn 4, you might get that position taken back from you. So
most of the positions that are sticking for a couple laps are happening out of turn 4, where you don't get that DRS until the beginning of the next lap.
Here we go again, up to turn 3. This is a great track for racing. Look at Jack go up the outside again.
Currently taking the position. Can he keep it?
Yeah, he does. Peter,
give it to him. Peter with a better exit.
Oh, whoa! No, Jack ran wide.
Yeah.
Jack ran wide out of that. He's got DRS up the next straight as well, up to turn 4.
Jack Fletcher with no ERS currently.
Yeah.
Peter just takes contact.
Oh no, he hit him. He hit him.
Looks like Jack's front wing's still intact, though. I'm not seeing any significant damage.
That has got to be the strongest front wing I've ever seen in this game, as much contact as it's had. But he is still trucking, man. He's still there.
Don't forget about Victor. Victor also looking around. Duncan McCamick just as close behind. All these guys within a second of each other. Or within a second of the lead, just about. They're just one good lap off from taking the lead.
They're so close now. Victor, remember, Victor's the only one without a penalty too, so he's still in the 3 seconds.
Victor, the only one out of all these runners. Victor and Duncan, both with plenty of ERS.
But did Victor just get one? I think Victor's got a penalty.
Oh yeah, Victor finally got his first penalty.
I was just getting ready to say all he's got to do is stay out of trouble and stay with these guys, and he's got to win. But
look at
he's racing hard too, man.
Brian Silva's moved up from 12th to 7th.
Look at this. Side by side down to turn 4 again with 5 laps to go.
Jack Fletcher,
Jack
back on the outside
out of it. Jack backed out early there, and Victor got a big run.
Victor just tucking right back in behind, not trying to force anything too crazy here.
I think Jax needs to try to start saving some of that battery. Make another run at Peter
Jack
here.
And Peter have both used a bunch of their battery. Then you have Victor and Duncan.
That is Victor.
Both with a lot of Victor, 80% ERS.
These
Duncan
guys are
with
just
90%. These guys are
They're just saving the battery. They're just saving it, for the end of the race here.
They're going to have so much more pace than our two front runners, Jack and Peter here, who have just been pushing so hard to try and take this lead.
Can we switch to the penalties and see what the time penalties look like? Because all 4 of these guys have time penalties now. I'm curious to see if they're all equal. Oh no, Jack's got 9 seconds.
Peter with 3 seconds of penalties. Jack Fletcher 9 seconds. That's rough for him. Victor Diaz with 3 seconds. Duncan with 8 seconds. Sky trying to make up that time. Sky has made that move on Eric, it looks like. Let's actually hop on board with that, see what's going on. Eric on the hard tires, Sky on the mediums, just a little bit more traction for Sky here. But looks like Eric might try to make a move here. Not too sure. He looks like he backed out of it. Yeah. The battle for 5th, just as exciting as the battle for 1st here.
Great racing all around this track. It looks like, remember Connor put them fresh set of softs on. He has made up the ground already to Cole and Sid. Looking for that 10th place finish.
Duncan might be trying to make a move here in turn 1 on Victor. He's got DRS, he's got ERS.
He's also got 8 seconds of penalties too, but he might get that 5-second drop, so that would put him in the equal time penalties with both Victor and Peter. Meanwhile, Jack's got 9 seconds, so
Jack Fletcher, look at
Jack
Peter.
Still racing. They're still racing.
Jack and Peter wheel to wheel here coming into turn 4. Let's see who can take it.
Man, if I was Peter, at some point you just gotta let Jack go, man.
Jack looks like a little bit of contact there. Peter catching the front wheel of Jack Fletcher, or Jack Fletcher catches the front wheel of Peter. Excuse me.
Yeah, I mean, you would think Peter would see he's got 9 seconds of penalty. Just let him go. Worry about the other 3 guys that have the same, or at least, Victor's got the same penalty as him. Yeah.
No ERS left for these last 3 laps. He's going to be easy picking. I think that's why Peter's just been so racy with him, is that he just has the pace to take it. They're just trading amounts of ERS with each other. Both just running the battery dry, taking a lap, bringing it back up, running it
3 laps to go. 3 laps to go. Top 4, less than a second between them. Penalties are in play here, but these guys are all racing like this doesn't matter. Look at Duncan. Duncan's got a run now.
Top 4 really exciting here. Duncan looking around the outside of the AlphaTauri here. A little bit of contact it looked like, though.
I think they touched, but
yeah, Duncan backs
again,
out of it. Turn 4, also a great overtaking
he's right
zone.
there. He's still there.
Duncan, they're on the outside of turn 4, possibly.
They're both side by side. Look at Peter go on the outside again.
You got first and second side by side, third and fourth side by side.
This looks like a NASCAR race at Talladega or something. It's just too wide all the way down, man.
Look at them all just tuck into each other's slipstream through every straight they can.
And don't forget, these guys are on some pretty old tires at this point, so grip is not the best. You can expect these cars are not handling the way that these guys want them to.
But look at the ERS for Jack Fletcher. Coming into the last lap, Jack Fletcher with no ERS left. Peter with 30%,
laps
just
to go.
enough to take the lead. Victor Diaz with 50%. He can just leave it wide open for the rest of this race. And Duncan McCamick finally using that battery that he's been saving up for the whole race.
2 laps to go as they hit up the turn 3. Nobody's taking a look just yet. Oh no, I'd take it back. Peter and Jack side by side once again.
Duncan, contact with the rear of Victor Diaz. Hopefully he still has his front wing. Looks like he's okay. A lot of contact in turn 3 there. It's just a really slow corner, and they want to take it fast.
Man, I've got to talk to the guy that builds these front wings to come to our D2 Mercedes team, man, because we need some of that love.
On there. It's crazy how much Actually, no, Duncan does have damage. You look on the front right, he has a little bit of a chunk missing from his front wing.
Oh, no. Well, he just, I mean, again, with the penalties in play, you sit right there. I mean, he should get third after the penalties play out because, you know, the 9 seconds from Jack is more than his 8 seconds. But here we go. Final lap.
Final lap here. Hopping on board with Peter for the final lap. So let's hop on board with Duncan. Duncan, the closest one to make an overtake here.
I think we should keep an eye on Jack, honestly, because Jack's going to, well, no, there's a little gap there. Yeah, they're all so close.
They're all so racing with each other.
Look at Duncan. They all got DRS, though. It makes it so hard.
Victor Diaz, 40% ERS. This is his time to burn it. Don't know why. There it is.
Duncan just picked up another penalty on the last lap.
No.
That could take the third place away.
I think he's going to be able to keep it because Eric also has 6 seconds of penalties, and he's about 10 seconds behind. Victor Diaz, this is his chance to make a move. He's got all this ERS to work with, and the 2 frontrunners have nothing just about. Both 15%. That's maybe one straight.
He's on the button. He's pushing. He's trying to do the overtake. It's going to be hard to do it in these last 2 turns.
Overtake button on. Victor Diaz, no more DRS straights. This is going to be pure who can get the better exit.
Oh no, he spun! Jack spun 2 turns to go! What just happened?
So hard the entire race. Duncan
Meanwhile, Peter takes the win. Victor second place. Duncan gets third. Where did Jack?
How this all shakes out after the penalties. We still got some racers finishing, but currently Peter, Victor, and Duncan, your top 3. Followed closely by Sky. Remember, Sky had that spin, a great recovery drive from him. He went from 12th to 4th.
Sky was an amazing race.
Yeah, Eric McCurney was in last place at one point. He finishes 5th.
What a great race from these guys. Wow, they made the one-stop work. They were racing hard the entire time, racing as hard as they can. What a race.
Position changes here. Eric McCurney moving up 6 places. From the start, I really wish you could see from like where they were at one point here, but Eric McCurney was at one point sitting 19th place. That's crazy.
What a race. I'm going to go ahead and say it. I think it was the best race of the season so far.
That was the most exciting race that I've had the honor to commentate over. That was great.
What a race. What a race. Let's see if we can get a hold of some of these guys and talk about that race.
Let's get Peter in here if we can.
Let's see if I can go find him. I'm gonna head out real quick. See if I can find him real quick.
Absolutely. You want to go pick some up for me? Looking at the podium here, Aston Martin of Peter, Victor Diaz, and the Alpha Tauri. And who did end up getting second here, or third place? I would say it was Duncan. Yeah, Duncan in the Red Bull in third place.
So after all the penalties and the spins and the craziness of Austria, it looks like Peter got the win, Victor second place, Duncan McCamick in third.
Duncan showing up for Red Bull in the Red Bull ring with a podium finish.
So Hunte, I've got Peter here. Peter, congrats on the win, man. What a race.
Great race from you.
Now, was that as exciting for you to drive as it was for us to watch?
Yeah, it was. First half of the race was kind of boring for me, but that last 10 laps against Jack
After that
was
safety
really
car,
fun.
you and Jack were just trading places just about every
Yeah,
lap. That was
yeah.
crazy.
Now,
No, it was really good.
Peter, it seemed like everybody was initially on a two-stop strategy, just from
Yeah.
the data we're getting from Pirelli. Did you guys just stretch that out because of the safety cars, or was it just kind of like we're all still running together, we're all got the same pace, just to see how far we can go?
No, we initially decided to do a one stop, both of us, and yeah, it worked out.
Great
Yeah,
race. So
great for you.
thanks
That was
for
great. Some of the best racing we've seen all season, man. That was fantastic.
Yeah, thank you.
See
It's
if
good to see we can get Duncan in here.
Our
Yeah, let's
third
pull
place
Duncan in.
finisher. All right, thanks a lot, Peter. You have a great night, okay, man?
Thanks, you too, guys. That's it. Congrats, Duncan.
We've got Duncan here. Duncan, what a race, man!
I guess. I mean, I don't know if you guys caught it on the stream, but yeah, like I got caught in the middle of the track sideways, and Ethan just plowed into me, and
we just happened to be looking at you right at that moment. We got to see
We
everything.
saw
that
it live. Yep.
I feel so bad. Like I guess, like I'm glad I'm walking away third place, but I feel so bad for Ethan. So that's all I gotta say. I'm sorry if you're watching this.
Well,
Those
for what
curves
it's
are
worth,
killer.
your recovery drive was awesome. I mean, with the penalty that you had to serve in the pits and the unexpected pit stop and be able to drive back to third place, that's still a great drive, man. Great race.
Yeah, and only other thing I want to say is to the four guys in front, like that was really good, clean racing, and it was fun racing with everyone and seeing you guys go back and forth. So that was awesome.
No, it was a great show, man.
That top four,
Yeah.
some of the best racing all season from you, Jack, Victor, and Peter. Just a great job to all four of y'all.
Thank you.
All right.
All right, man. What a race.
Well, that's going to
What a
wrap up
race.
the D1 race for the Zoom Racing League. Thanks, everybody, for showing up. Great job to all of our top three finishers. Some of the best racing all season, and hopefully next week can be just as good.